Hi guys, this is FD for Sage5.tv once more back with another video, and today we are going to look at one of the projects that is part of our 2K to 100K challenge, and the project is the Graph Network. Again guys, what I'm going to share with you with regards to the Graph Network is not financial advice. These are my own opinions alone. If you do require financial advice, please do go seek help from someone who's trained to do so. I'm just some dude on the internet and I'm not trained to give you financial advice. Okay, so the Graph Network, it was created sometime in 2017 or early 2018. The Graph is an indexing protocol for querying data for networks like Ethereum and IPFS or Interplanetary Filing System, and it's powering many applications in both DeFi and the broader Web3 ecosystem. It is a decentralized and open source indexing protocol for blockchain data. Developers can build and publish various APIs called Subgraphs that perform queries over the GraphQL. For those who are not aware or who don't know, GraphQL is the link between the blockchain data and the application a user wants to feed to. So how does the Graph Network work? How does it work? Developers use the Graph Network to take advantage of ready-made data, which saves them time to focus on enhancing user experiences as opposed to building custom backend infrastructure for each application. For example, to index Ethereum-based data, the Graph uses Subgraph Manifesto. This refers to the description of a subgraph that contains data about smart contracts, blockchain events, and the process of mapping event data together before it is all stored in the platform's database. The flow of data from transactions, Subgraph manifests, and the database follows a certain structure. It all starts with decentralized applications that add data to the Ethereum blockchain using smart contracts. All this data contains a record of all events and transactions up to transaction finality. The Graph node then scans the entire blockchain database, collects new data, and filters those relevant to users' queries. To facilitate indexing, it identifies each piece of information that answers the queries from Subgraph. And finally, after the whole process, users can view their query results from within the application. So for those who want to participate or take part within the Graph Network or the Graph ecosystem, there are different roles or functions within the Graph ecosystem, so to speak. So you got indexers. Indexers are node operators in the Graph Network that stake Graph tokens, ticker symbol GRT, in order to provide indexing and query processing services. Indexers can earn query fees and indexer rewards for their services. And to be an indexer on the Graph Network, you need to be able to run the software nodes or the node software. Indexing is a technical role in the network, therefore it requires a certain element of competence. Then you have curators. If you want to be a curator, curators are subgraph developers, data consumers, or community members who signal to indexers which APIs should be indexed by the Graph Network. They use their knowledge of the blockchain ecosystem, applications, and consumers to identify the most reliable data sources. And then the third functional role is as a delegator. Delegators are individuals who would like to contribute to securing the network but do not want to run a graph node themselves. Delegators contribute by delegating GRT tokens to existing indexers, and they earn a portion of query fees and indexing rewards in return. Then finally, you've got consumers, and these are the end users of the graph that query subgraphs and pay query fees to the indexers, curators, or delegators. Consumers are likely to be developers or projects themselves that cover query fees for their applications as they hold if they were using Amazon Web Services or other cloud computing services. There is a cost involved in it. What is the Graph's value proposition? It promises no custom server hardware requirements. It's decentralized data querying service with no central authority. It offers decentralized data querying service with no central authority. Data storage and processing on open networks with verifiable integrity. Fast, reliable, and secure data querying process. Individuals can own their own data and all information as well as retaining their identity. It's reliable and provides immutable record keeping. It facilitates interoperability as users can switch from dApp to dApp or from network to network. Here are some of the application areas where the Graph data querying services can be applied. Got DeFi, governance, grants and philanthropy, marketplaces, entertainment, and social media platforms. And then here are the three main Graph products. Subgraph Studio is for creating, managing, and publishing subgraphs and API keys. The second product is Graph Explorer. This is for exploring subgraphs and interacting with the Graph protocol. And then finally, you've got a basket of hosted services. These are for creating and exploring subgraphs on a hosted service. Now, the objective of our review of the Graph today is to apply our DYO, or risk evaluation toolkit. Here we are looking at how risky it is to invest in the Graph Network. So we applied 13 elements, which are decentralization, security, scalability, interoperability, the project team, social media presence via Twitter, social media presence via Discord. We then look at use cases. Are there any use cases, real-world use cases on offer here, or it's all about the tokenomics and the value of the token? Then we look at the tokenomics. What is the maximum number of tokens or coins available? Is there a hard cap? Tokens in circulation at the point of doing this video. Insider token allocation. How much do insiders control? And then we also look at initial tokens issued at project launch. So on social media via Twitter, the graph has got 229,700 Twitter followers. Discord, it's got 33,100 Discord members. Project team, there are at least 55 team members based on what information we found via LinkedIn. I'm also aware that that might not be all because some team members might not be on LinkedIn. You don't have to if you don't want to. Decentralization, the Graph Foundation controls a large chunk of the GRT token community allocation, and they may do as they wish from time to time as they got the keys to their project. However, the very fact that the graph subgraphs interact with various dApps and networks, as well as the wider consumer base, the process upon which the protocol itself achieves its objective is in itself very much decentralized. On security, the graph protocol security audits were performed by Open Zeppelin Security. 4 critical and 5 high severity issues were found. Even though the graph team developed a stylish, well-documented and clean code, some improvements were recommended to improve the overall soundness and security of the protocol. Those were the notes from the auditors. As far as I'm concerned, I could not come across, maybe I did not dig deep enough or I did not read all these audit results, but I could not find anywhere where it was described how the issues raised, the 4 critical and 5 high severity issues were addressed. I'm sure it's there, otherwise it would be silly of the team to proceed without resolving these critical and non-critical issues. On scalability, since the graph subgraphs are interacting with APIs from various blockchain networks and dApps, it can safely be claimed that the graph as a protocol can scale. Even Vitalik Buterin, the co-founder of Ethereum, did mention something that effect where he was referencing the graph protocol within the scope of Ethereum's own scaling solution. I think that was sometime last year, 2021. Interoperability, the graph subqueries work with any blockchain or dApp on demand. A good example is the integration of the graph with the Cosmos Hub blockchain in late 2021. Now we go on to tokenomics. Ticker symbol GRT, maximum tokens 10 billion. Circulating supply at the point of doing this video, we've got 6.9 billion. Then tokens issued at project launch or genesis, 400 million or 4%. Then token allocation. Community 35%. Out of that 35%, the Graph Foundation controls a massive chunk of that, so be aware of that. Early backers and backers, don't understand the distinction there, is 34%. Early team members and advisors is 23%. Edge and Node, 8%. I think that's about securing the blockchain and so forth, the rewards for node providers. So that gives us a total inside allocation of 57%, which is way above our 30% threshold. Our low threshold is 25%, and we max it at 30%. Anything above that, we've got to have some extenuating circumstances why we have invested. So I do hope that the results of this DYOR risk evaluation on the graph protocol will provide us those extenuating circumstances, since we've already opened positions on the graph as part of our 2K to 100K challenge. So we are going to apply the 13 elements, and we're going to score those 13 elements between 0 and 10, 10 being the maximum or the best or the highest, 0 being the minimum or the lowest. On decentralization, we are going to give the graph network 5 out of 10, security 5 out of 10, scaling 7.5 points out of 10, interoperability 7.5 points out of 10, project team 10 out of 10, social media via Twitter 7.5 points out of 10, social media via Discord 7.5 points out of 10, age of the project 5 points out of 10, use cases 7.5 points out of 10, TGE or tokens initially issued at genesis 2.5 points out of 10, total tokens in circulation 5 out of 10, maximum tokens available 2.5 points out of 10, insider token allocation 0 because our threshold is 2 billion. Anything above 2 billion issue 0 or allocate 0. So that gives us a mega total of 72.5 points out of 130. So we've got our risk levels as follows. The no-go, which is the lowest, a project will have scored between 0 and 60 out of 130 to fall within that category. The next one is 65 to 89, and that will go to 0. The third level is 90 to 109 out of 130. That's potential category. And then the go for it category is 110 to 130 out of 130. So with 72.5 out of 130, the graph network comes under the could go to 0 category. This is no surprise to us because most of the projects we've looked at so far, including some blue chip projects, they come under the could go to 0 category. So we think the graph network is in good company and it's punching above its weight. What do you guys think? Do you agree with our evaluation of the graph network. Do you think the scores we've allocated against each of the elements is a good reflection of what the graph network is? Comment down below, let us know. Whilst you're down there, guys, don't forget to click like and subscribe as well as smash that notification bell. As far as you are concerned, we think there is plenty of scope for the graph network to grow. It's providing as much infrastructure as what some would say when you look at Chainlink with its Oracle services. We think the graph is doing something like that. Maybe they may need to start ramping up that production line for new products, because the product they've got, some new developers or new developments or new projects will catch up because it's not a big basket and people can catch up. But if you increase the barriers to entry by innovating faster and building a massive basket of products, it means for other projects to come and match, they will have to stamp the cash to build such a product portfolio as they will have done. So that's our view there. We think we were justified in investing in the graph network. It provides critical infrastructure to the cryptocurrency space, to the blockchain space. Therefore, we are going to maintain our investment, and outside our 2K to 100K challenge, we will be adding to our own positions because we own that outside of the 2K to 100K challenge. So the 2K to 100K challenge is just our public portfolio that we want to share with our community. But outside of that, we've got a lot more other projects that we've invested in for the past 2 or so years, and we are still adding to those positions. So when you are looking at our 2K to 100K, guys, bear in mind it's not my main portfolio, and it's not something that I'm relying on heavily. If it goes to zero, I won't be happy, but I'll be okay with it. It won't affect my livelihood and it won't affect my investment plans as far as cryptocurrency is concerned. Anyway, guys, this is FD for Sage5.tv signing out. This was your update on the graph network as part of our 2K to 100K challenge. Let us know what you think. Comment down below, and also let us know if there are any other projects you think we should consider to be part of our 2K to 100K challenge. Note we've got a limited budget. Right now we're sitting at 7 projects, and there will be others that I'll be announcing shortly that we've added on during the past few days when prices have been massively volatile. So we took advantage of that as well, and I'll be announcing that shortly. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for joining us today. Until next time, guys, this is FD for Sage5.tv signing out. Bye for now.